You're not on.
Noise.
Am I on?
Now
Yeah.
you're on.
Am I on? Can you guys hear me? Yes. Well, that's a good thing, because most of the time you can't. I'm not loud, usually. Welcome. I'm Nancy Miller. I'm one of the partners here. My job is to give you all a little housekeeping information. First off, thank you all for coming, and those of you who are watching on the thing over there, thank you for tuning in. First off, I want to ask you, when you come into the building, whenever your classes are, make sure that you lock your vehicles and stow your possessions out of sight. We don't have a lot of problem in this area, but, you know, there's no reason for tempting anybody. So just make sure that your stuff is stowed and safe. If you bring in food, and most of you will be coming from work or something, and you might pick up something on the way, before you enter the building, if you're done with it, put it in the trash. Last thing we need to do is to have one of the puppies or my boxer or somebody else's lab get a hold of something they don't need, and we just want to make sure that that doesn't happen. This is a non-smoking facility. That does include the little vapor things, so extinguish all of those before you come into the building. Once you're in here, we have a Coke machine if you want that. We have restrooms down the hall, and also a water fountain. That should get you where you need to be. The next thing I need to do is to mention where the classes are. Normally, this part of the arena is divided into two sections. On Wednesday and Thursday, it is two sections. Monday, it might be a little different because Monday and Tuesday are agility nights up here. Okay. All of your agility classes will be kind of hanging out. Wednesday, we have Puppies. That's not Puppies Plus. When?
It is
Puppies Plus on Wednesday.
6:15.
I don't have my glasses. Tell me which ones those are. 6:15 on Wednesday, we have Puppies Plus.
Behind the white fence.
Behind the white fence. Then Manners
Patrick is
Matter
over here.
up here in the corner.
Manners is in the middle.
Manners is in the middle. And then we have some scent work.
Nose work is over here.
Nose work over here. Okay, that's on Wednesday. I'm not here on Wednesday. Tuesday night, in the back behind the white fence, is rally and scent work.
Right.
Okay. Monday,
Head Start.
Head Start and Puppies Plus, right?
Right.
Behind the white fence. That's, well, actually there's petitions there now, acoustical sound barriers, but it is behind the white fence. On Thursday, is that correct? Is that where I'm at now on Thursday?
I think you're on Thursday.
On Thursday.
By
We
way
like
of
to
Monday.
change the classes around.
Well,
Really
it's not
confused.
that. I don't have my glasses, so I can't
Oh.
read.
It's a
I
bit of a
can't
puzzle.
see you out there with them. I can't see this without them, so it's right now. On Thursday, we have Rally is in the middle. Manners Matter up here, along with CGC and CGCA
At 7:30.
at 7:30. And then Puppies,
Star Puppy.
Star Puppy is over here, and scent work.
Yes. And
Scent work.
it-
Now, what does rally stand for?
Rally obedience is a different level of what your dogs will do. It's forwards, halts. Basically, a judge or I will set up a course with signs, and you have to approach the sign, do what the sign says. It could be a call front and a finish. It could be a halt, leave your dog. It's interesting. We're going to give you a little demo, only not with signs. I think Georgia's going to call some behaviors. But it is supposed to be a bridge between the Canine Good Citizen program and formal obedience. It cultivates a relationship between you and your dog, because in rally you can actually talk to your dog. Lower levels you can clap your hands, pat your leg, to get the dog to communicate with you so that you can go through these exercises and have a little bit better of a working relationship with your dog. It's more advanced than just sit down, stay. Okay? Does that answer your question? Good. All right. Anybody else have any more questions? Cool.
So after Head Start is
Head Start, then there will be Puppies Plus, then Star Puppy, Manners Matter, Do More With Your Dog, CGC, CGCA occasionally. We don't have one of those every session. And then there's all the agility programs from start to competition, and then rally from beginning to competition.
do you have to go through all the agility to go to rally? Or
No, rally is a totally separate entity. Although a lot of the agility people are coming into rally to strengthen that understanding, that bond, that teamwork. So it works both ways. Any other questions? All right. Oh, this is a working daycare. We do have a kennel. We try to keep things as clean as possible, given we have an average of 115 to 120 dogs a day on the property. We would ask you, when you are exercising your dog, to please pick up after your dog. The field right next door to us belongs to PDX, and we would hope that you would help us to keep everything as clean and neat as possible. I don't like stepping in it, and I'm sure you all don't either. So give us a little bit of help with that. All right. Anything else that I missed?
Which doors? At which times?
Doors. Coming in is the side door, 6:15 class. If you are in the front, that would be the agility classes, the rally class on Thursday, your Manners Matter classes, those higher level classes. Use the side door, and from 6:15 class to 7:15, after that class, if you are in the 7:30 class, give the 6:15, 7:30, 7:15 class a little bit of time to kind of get out of the building before you try to come in. It gets a little congested when we're switching classes. The back of the building, there is a walk-through gate which comes all the way across the building and into the little gray door. It used to be a red door, but it's gray now. The gray door in the back for the puppies, for the Tuesday rally class, the Do More With Your Dog, and some of the lower handling and intro agility classes. Okay. All right. I think that's about all I've got. Did I leave anything out?
I don't think so.
Okay. Who's going to do?
Bev is probably going to do safety next.
Oh, okay. Where'd she go?
She ran away.
She ran away.
I had to get a dog.
She ran away. Sorry about that, guys. Hi. How are you today? How are you today? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to turn it over to Bev. She is my business partner, and she's going to talk to you all about a lot of stuff.
Well, I'm rearranging the order. Tamara is on her way here, and she's the one that talks about training fundamentals. So I'm going to talk about my part, which is safety, a little ahead of schedule. Hey.
Yeah.
Cutie, get up here. You're not helping. Hi. Bev. My part about this is to talk about safety. And the reason for that is these are group classes, and you're going to have anything from a 3-pound toy poodle to a 150-pound mastiff. We've had it all. We've seen it all. You're also going to have a bunch of adolescents. There's a reason you guys are coming to class. And it's mostly it's to get your dogs some behaviors in public, which means that they might not have them the first night of class, and it might be a little wild and crazy. We have come to expect very little from the first night of class. There's going to be a lot of barking, a lot of excitement. I don't want you guys to think, this is not for us. I have the most terrible dog in the world and it won't work. One of the things I love to do is watch the classes progress from week 1 to week 6. And by week 6, very often, what we have is a lot of dogs paying attention, sit down, come stay, doing their job, watching mom with adoration or dad, and just doing exactly what you've been practicing for the last 6 weeks. You're not going to get that first night. First night, we're peeling them off the ceiling, and that's fine. But I want you to be aware from a safety point of view, there's some things that we want you to know and do. The first, kind of starting at your car, this is a very, you might have noticed, kind of narrow parking lot, especially if you're in the 615 class. There's a lot of traffic in and out of there, so please drive slowly. Be careful as you're backing up not to slam into somebody. That's happened before. Just be aware that it's going to be tight, and take your time. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. We just need everybody to kind of be on the same page. If your dog rides in a crate in your car, extra credit, bonus points, that's the way to do it. That's the safest way to get your dog transported here to there, not jumping in your lap, not flinging themselves out the window. That has happened before as well. Lots of things have happened. If you don't, I just highly, highly recommend a crate, riding in a crate to all the places. My dogs come to work with me every single day. And so, kind of safety is at the top of my mind. I won't even, if I have to borrow a car, I'll put my crate in that car because I'm just so much more comfortable knowing that my dog is contained and safe. However, if you don't, they do have those harness things to buckle your dog in. There's ways to keep your dog safe. Just be aware that Dayton Boulevard is right there. So make sure that you have your dog under control at all times. Getting out of the car, make sure that your leash is on. I like a 4-foot leash. My dog is right by my side. Tamara will hopefully talk more about this later, but you don't want a chain leash and you don't want a flexi leash. They are dangerous, and they're especially dangerous in tight quarters. So get yourself a short 4 to 6 foot leash. Make sure that you have it, I'm going to take this off so I don't go wild. Make sure that you have it attached to the D-ring of your collar, not that little springy thing. Cutie, they're not out yet. Cutie. Cutie. Are you going to jump? You are. Come on, come on, come on. Sorry about this. This is what she does. We're just going to let her do whatever it is she does, and eventually she'll come back. So, collar or leash to D-ring, not to the rabies tag, because that'll come right off. Make sure that your dog's tags, Cutie, thank you. This dog always has to be on leash, every minute of her life. Make sure that your dog's tags, ID tags, are on their collar. So many dogs that get lost could have been gotten home right away if they had had their ID on them. I don't like the jingle jangle of tags, so I got one of those collars that has the dog's name and my phone number on it, and that way I don't have to worry about it. I'm a big proponent of the chip that has your information. I would just caution you, if you do get the chip and your address changes, your phone number changes, update it because it's no good otherwise. But make sure your dog can get back to you. Okay, so you've gotten out of your car, you've got your leash attached strongly, you've got your thing in your hand, and everything is good to go. Be careful coming indoors. There will be people coming and going. Keep your dog by your side. Pass on the other side. So the dogs are always on the outside. Just kind of be aware. As you know, it's a lot, and especially the first night of class, it's a lot of excitement, and a lot of dogs lose their minds over that. So just keep an eye out, take it slow, keep them safe. So the other thing that we do is the red bandana trick. And what this is for dogs that are especially excitable, think any Labrador puppy or boxer puppy, or dogs that are, adolescents, young, excitable about other people, other dogs. What this does, it's a visual reminder to let everyone else in your class know to give this dog some space. Don't ride up on my dog. We're not going to do a playtime now. I need my dog paying attention to me. I need my dog paying attention to me, and this reminds people that that's what that's for. Doesn't mean bad dog. There's no, sort of stigma associated with the red bandana, except for people who violate the precept of the red bandana, in which case, feel free to yell at them. Well, don't yell, but, say, give us some space. If people ask you in class because they were not listening to orientation, if their dog can play with your dog, the answer in class is no. Because it's very difficult for you to overcome that kind of motivation. You're trying to get your dog to listen to you, to pay attention to you, and you got Larry Labrador over there bouncing up and down. That's hard enough. But if you let your dog interact with that dog, how can you be more interesting than that? So we want everybody to have a good time, but separately with your dog in little compartments, your little area. So, and a lot of people, they have fun. Their dogs like each other. They set up playtime, play groups after class. Absolutely. Feel free to do that. But during class is your opportunity to get your dog to focus on you in the face of all this going on, all these other people, all these other dogs. And that is a prime opportunity for you to, reward them for attention, reward them for listening. You don't get all that many opportunities like that in a safe environment. Be constantly aware. One of the things that I always but I suggest every time, especially if you've got a puppy, every time your puppy looks at you, good dog. That's great. If you have a treat on you, give it to him. If you don't, just, every time your dog looks at you, make that rewarding, and then your dog will stare at you like a crazy dog. Then your dog will be looking to you for direction, which is really what you want, especially if you've got one of the more independent breeds. You want to build up, I got an Airedale. You want to build up that value for yourself, and class is a great time to do it. The best way to undermine yourself is to let your dog go play with another dog. So no interaction between dogs, not because we don't love it, but because this is your time to build that value for yourself. Okay, there we go. So, first night, as I mentioned, could be a little bit crazy. And one of the things that we do is we have a drill for if a dog gets loose. It could happen, you're not paying attention, your dog slips a leash, they do one of these things over the head, and off he goes bounding around the reason. The last thing I want you to do is go chasing after your dog, because that's just teaching him to run away. And what a great game this is, and you can't run that fast for most of them. Maybe if you've got a little wiener dog or something, but most of them, you're not going to be able to catch up. Plant your feet, stop what you're doing, and say, loose dog. That will let everybody else in the class know that they now have a job to do. If you are in class and you hear loose dog and you've got a little dog, you pick up your little dog, you clutch them to your chest, and you turn your back to the loose dog. That way, you're protecting your little dog and giving the loose dog absolutely nothing to interact with, which is what you want because you need to protect your little dog. If you've got a big dog, hang on a second, she's not really good at getting down. Okay, are you good? Not the most graceful of dogs. You want to stand up or something? If you've got a big dog, and I don't think we have one here right now, you could stand up. That'd be great. So pretend she's a big dog. Come on. Bring your big dog right up close to your, right into your center, and go into Pez dispenser mode. Take those treats in. Bam, 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 bam. Give your big dog no reason to interact with that little dog. If I'm just doing this, and my dog is paying only attention to me while everything else is going on around, my dog is not interacting with that dog. It is not going to join the fracas. So that's the drill that we do. A lot of people ask, should I put a red bandana on my dog? And I guess my answer is sure, why not? If there's any question at all, why not remind people to help me succeed and help my dog succeed by giving us some space? You can get them, by the way, like Hobby Lobby has them, Dollar General usually has them, lots of different places have them. And I read somewhere there's this long list of colors with bandanas, like green might mean my dog is scared of other people, and blue might mean my dog is aggressive or something. I don't know, but red is the color we're going for in class. Okay, if I do not have it, and Nancy's not here, I wanted to let you guys know we use a citronella spray in class. One of the ways, as the dog is bounding away, they're not going to hear puppy come. It's just not even going to register in their brains. So we have this citronella spray that shoots out about 12 feet, and they can, it's supposed to interrupt behavior, so they can smell it, they can see it because it's shooting out. It makes a hissing sort of sound. It's wet. So the instructors will very often use that to get a dog. Oh, she's got it. Just kind of squirt it out there. There you go. So I wanted to let you guys know what that looks like. What they sell it for, the company that sells that, mainly is for people walking in the neighborhood and they're worried about their neighbors, having dogs just running amok, so they can establish a perimeter. It's called Spray Shield. We use it in class. I just want to let you know we weren't going to mace your dog if you see that come out. It's something very safe for dogs. We're just not going to. But if you know, for example, that your dog is allergic to citronella, let us know. But it's like just a citrusy thing. It's fine. Please turn off your cell phones or I wouldn't leave them in your car, to be honest with you. Just set it on airplane mode so it's not bothering you and the rest of the class during class. Wear the shoes you guys are wearing is fine. I might be tricky about sandals. This floor is a little grippy, and tennis shoes tend to work best on it. I certainly wouldn't wear heels, not because I'm worried about the floor, but because I'm worried about the floor grabbing you and then just kind of holding you there. And anything like a clog that you might walk out of, I think you're going to be best off in tennis shoes just on this floor. Be careful. As you'll notice, it's got a little bit of a grip to it. We do that because especially the agility dogs are jumping on this floor, and we want to give them enough of a cushion that they're not going to hurt their joints. It's actually these are used in horse stalls, so they're designed for big animals. Comfortable clothes. It's getting warm this time of the year, although who knows what it's going to be. I would layer. You're going to be up, you're going to be moving, doing a lot of stuff. You might want to just, have options. So just kind of be aware. This room itself is not climate controlled. However, it's very heavily insulated. We have the concrete block walls and literally five roofs. Nobody ever replaced any of the roofs since the 1970s. They just built another one on top of it. So it's well insulated, and we will have on fans. We'll try to keep it comfortable. Speaking of the fans, if you can't hear your instructor because of the fans or because there's a barking dog or for whatever reason, absolutely say so. Stick your hand up in the air and say, you need to bellow now because I can't hear you. Every class has their own area, and it can get very loud. I want you guys to be able to hear your instructor. Most of them are quite loud. I mean, we can hear Anna up here. What are you doing? So most of them are quite loud, but if you can't, I don't want you to be embarrassed. Just say, I can't hear you. Speak it up. Speak up. Speak up. Don't mumble. Ring gates. These are ring gates. We use these to divide the rings between classes. Tall people think they can go over them, and they cannot because they reach up and they grab you and they throw you to the ground. I'm not sure how it works. I think it might have something to do with the accordion thing, but just go around them. Do not go over them. Seriously, I think it's 2 ankles and a wrist later we've learned. Don't go over these things. If you absolutely do need to get in between them, you can just kind of lift this up and then go. But there's always a gap to get to your class. We just use it to divide the classes. Okay, go, 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 go. Okay, good girl. All right, let's see what else is on my list. If you are in any of the classes with equipment, so that would be Do More With Your Dog, any of the agility classes, Puppy Plus, even Head Start. Anna had some of the equipment out last time. Please don't put your dog up on the equipment until the instructor gets the chance to explain how to use it. There is not one single piece of equipment that we have that can't hurt a dog, even the little puffy peanut balloons, because they roll and somebody gets a foot caught and then they start screaming and somebody, just the whole thing. So it's tempting because you want your dog to have fun, but wait until you understand how to use it safely, please. And that kind of goes for people too. We've had to pull children and husbands out of tunnels and off the dog walk and stuff like that. It's built for dogs. If you do have children, that's fine, especially in Head Start class. It's really great for the puppies to see all different types of people. Very young people, very old people, people with hats on, people with beards, just all different sorts of things. So we always invite families to come to classes, but we do ask that you supervise small children, because we can't do that. We're bad at that. We're truly, truly bad at supervising small children. Excuse me. If your dog is sick or in heat, or maybe post-surgery from a spay or neuter, don't come to class. You won't have a good time. Your dog won't have a good time. You can always make up any classes that you miss next session. That is perfectly fine. And the other thing about that is, excuse me, if you're sick, don't come to class. Why? You would just have a terrible time, and you wouldn't remember anything they said anyway. So I would say absolutely feel free to miss a class if the weather is awful. Very often, of course, this time of year is usually not too bad, but maybe a tornado or something. Very often it'll be bad, like on signal or lookout, but we're fine down here in the ditch. So we will be holding classes, but you don't feel like it's safe to get here, don't even worry about it. You can always, like I said, make it up next time. Excuse me, I'm bad about talking for long periods of time. Okay. Oh, yeah. If we do have to cancel a class, let's say an instructor gets sick or, we will try to let you know 3 ways. We will send you a text, we will send you an email, and we will put it on our Facebook page. So I would recommend checking those before you come to class, just in case. We've had to cancel a class. I mean, checking any one of them, you don't obviously need to check all of them. But I would hate for you to have to waste a trip and go through the whole thing if we've had to cancel your class. So check those. If you gave us an email address that you don't normally check, look there. And the same thing with the text number. If, like, you gave us a landline or something, you might want to give us a number that we can text. Okay, I think safety-wise, that is it. Any questions about safety?
Just a question about the collar. Is it best for them to be in just a plain collar or a harness?
Oh, well, Tamara would have told you about that had she been here. Bring your dog on whatever equipment you're currently using. If it's not working, tell your instructor, hey, we need something different. There's all different things. If there was one piece of equipment that worked for every dog, that's the only thing anybody would sell. So what we always tell people is just bring them on what you're currently using, and we can always change it up if needed. Excuse me.
Do you want a water?
I don't want to cough on the thing. Did that answer your question? Yes. Okay. Yep. Any questions from the gallery?
None.
Okay. I would like to go into training, but I don't think my voice is going to last. Can you do it?
Sure.
All right. Georgia's going to do this. We do have, and she's listened to it many times.
Sort of.
And we do have a cheat sheet for you. And I can hop in and say words if needed.
Okay. You guys, this is a treat for you guys. If anybody's going to mess something up, it is me.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you. Camera section is right here. It's the training fundamentals. This is from the anti-trainer. She is the worst dog trainer in the history of the world. She will undo everything you've ever taught your dog.
It's so much fun.
But we have written down words for her to say to you, so I'm sure she will.
Yes. So I'm just the office manager here, and usually I'm behind the camera. I have seen this 40 times, and I know about our training classes, but hello from this angle. What's up, guys? Tamara. So Bev just kind of touched on equipment. Bring whatever you're using. If you're using a harness or if you walk them in just a, collar and leash, please just bring that. And then with the exception of, I don't know what to say here, no flexies. So the ones that go zoom and like wrap around you and you trip everywhere, don't bring those. Your instructor will cry. I'll cry. I don't see these anymore, but chain leashes. So like the literal leash is a chain. Don't bring that. If we have to like grab the leash or anything, it's going to hurt their hands, and then, we get to sue you. Just kidding.
Ignore that last statement.
Treats. Tamara says, bring treats. If you think you have enough treats, you do not have enough treats. Bring more treats. We sell some up here for like an emergency, whatever, but I will say your class is an hour long. So one little, milk bones, that's not going to cut it. We're going to want different textures, different flavors, and then Tamara has this thing that she calls like the emergency 10-minute yada yada. Cut up hot dogs, steak, something really, pizza?
Cheese.
Oh, not pizza, cheese. I was like, that one's new. Something that will really get your dog's attention for the last 10, 15 minutes of class when they're kind of losing it and you're losing it, and, it can help you from not getting so frustrated. Motivation. Lots of dogs work for treats. Some dogs don't. You see a lot of our kind of higher level trainers, their main reward is praise. Your dogs really want to work for you, and they love when you're happy. So, oh my God, you're such a good boy, the high squeaky voice, that'll work, If your dog is kind of sick, if your dog's kind of chunky and you're worried about all these treats in the hour, bring the dog's dinner. So the cup of their kibble, it might not, be as valuable as treats, but you can still, get through an hour with just some dinner. Don't bring balls, because then they're going to go everywhere and all the it'll just be madness. I think you can bring a ball if it's attached to like a rope or something, and you can, oh, good boy, that sort of thing. Reinforcement versus, okay, so I think what they're trying to say here is we don't do 100% positive. We like to say no when the dog is doing something not right. Say no, but that's all.
Let me go into that a little bit.
Let's do it.
So the idea is, purely positive training was huge a few years ago. What we found, though, is that
It can be very frustrating for dogs who are not getting any boundaries and not getting enough information. So what we say is be thinking in terms of 4 to 1. Praise at least 4 times as much as you say no. Because dogs and people do respond better to yes than no. So you want more of that, but you do need to establish those boundaries and let them know when they're wrong. Otherwise, they're just guessing. So that's one thing that we like to kind of emphasize about our training philosophy. When people ask if we're purely positive, we're not, because we like boundaries. On the other hand, I feel very strongly that it's critical for your dog's entire life to let them know when they're doing it right. She is 12 years old, and every time, it seems silly, but when she goes outside and she pees, I say, good girl, every single time. I want her to let her know, yes, that's still the right thing to do, even though we've been doing it for a very long time. One of the things that people, I think, tend to do is assume that dogs will do things and then not tell them either way when they do the thing that we ask them to do. When you come in the house and your dog comes with you and doesn't barrel through the door, say good dog. When you put your dog on a sit stay and you walk in first and then you release them, tell them good. Don't assume just because they did the thing you asked them to do that you shouldn't reward them for that, because you absolutely should 100% of the time. Keep them, they're learning from you, and pay attention to them. You should be learning from them their whole life. And a lot of times as dogs get older, all of that interaction is going to become very, very important, as your dog might get blind, your dog might get deaf. So that'll help you, that give and take is something that you want to have throughout the dog's entire life. Let them know when they're doing it right all the time. So I did want to kind of go into a little more detail than whatever she just said.
Which isn't much. Okay. One of the last things Tamara talks about is you're going to get homework, whatever class you're in, you will get homework to go home. None of the trainers here are going to expect you to spend an hour each day on this. What we find is most effective with our dogs, even myself, the anti-trainer, is very short increments of training. So when you're at home, spending 2 to 5 minutes on sit, come, stay, down, every time you go through a door, you're practicing. All of those little things are really going to add up. Yeah, you're going to have specific things in your homework that you might need to spend 10 minutes on, one time, but we're not looking for you guys to do this an hour every single day. That's a lot. It's a lot for you. It's a lot for your dog. So we're just wanting you to take the tools that you learn here and increment that into your daily life, which is really going to add up at the end of the day. Is that everything?
It's pretty close. If you'll go get Nancy to do the recall.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
I'll keep on talking here.
Yeah,
So we have,
put your stuff down?
oh yeah, sure. We have a couple demos for you. Well, wait, I should ask, do you have any questions about what we said? Okay. We have a couple demos, and I think part of what else I kind of want to emphasize will come out of those demos. The first one, if we can get Nancy out here with Dylan, is the recall exercise. What we found is the two things people want most is my dog to come when I call my dog 100% of the time, and my dog not to drag me down the street. My, shoulder in the socket. Kind of third on the list is not jumping on people. But if my dog comes when called, and if I can walk like a rational person, then you're going to be much, much happier and safer with your dog. Off she goes.
I think somebody's got Dylan.
Okay, somebody might have Dylan. So when I told you about the recall coming when called, I want to put a picture in your head. This is what we want that to look like. If you can grab the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Show the folks at home what we're talking about. Nancy's going to call her dog, and this is what we want that to look like. You think he was happy to go to his mom? That's the sort of enthusiasm, the speed, calling off a squirrel, coming back home, coming back into the house after potting. I want my dog at a full gallop, so excited to see me. Do you see what she's doing? Her dog is 8 years old, and she has a party every time this happens. And that just makes it more likely to happen again. So, a recall is super, super important. They're going to talk about it in all of the entry-level classes. I wanted to put that picture in your head. Obviously, we don't have the space to do that in every class, but when you're at home, especially, between this week and next, you get some instruction on how we teach recall. I'm cautioning you a couple of things. First, don't call your dog unless you're 100% sure that your dog is going to come. Because if you're allowing your dog to practice not coming, then you've just got to undo that behavior. Remember, your dog is, I don't want to say judging, but a lot of dogs are opportunists. And if they say, maybe not this time, maybe next time, maybe I'm going to wait for the 4th time or the 5th time she says come, then you've taught them that. So that's kind of on you. So if you call your dog, you have to be 100% sure they're going to come. If they don't come, go get them. Don't let them get away with that. Don't let them get away with, I'll come on my terms, on my time. Make sure it's 100% of the time, all the time. This is a skill that will save your dog's life and will save you a lot of aggravation. And every time that your dog comes to you, I don't even care if they're coming out from the dog yard. Big party. What a good dog. What a smart dog. You're the best dog. If you happen to keep treats by the door, which I do, give them one and tell them how smart they are and make that worth their time. We want to make sure that we are reinforcing that behavior all the time. Any questions? Okay. I do have a couple other demos. So We'll do nose work and we'll do rally, and then we'll do Dylan on agility. Is Nancy here?
Yeah.
Okay. Nose work, new sport. Well, police dogs have been doing nose work forever, but of course the sport dog people kind of glommed onto this, because what we found is that dogs are really, really good at smelling stuff that we can't smell, and they love doing it. Most of your dogs are out there smelling every opportunity, and imagine getting rewarded for doing that. So this sport is all about that. It's also great for, it doesn't hurt their joints. Young dogs can do it, old dogs can do it. Especially think about those crazy adolescent dogs that really just need something to do. Nose work engages their prey instinct. It creates a puzzle for them to figure out, which a lot of dogs love to do. And again, it rewards them for doing what they do best. So we are having a blast with nose work. One of the things I like to mention is when your vet says, oh, your dog is going to be spayed, keep her quiet for 2 weeks. Well, good luck with that. I would like to tell my vet, you keep her quiet for 2 weeks. Just do some nose work every day. Hide some treats in a sock, hide yourself behind a door, drop some treats in a box, and keep 4 or 5 boxes without treats, hide their toys, make it a, hide and seek game. Lots of fun, and the dogs really, really enjoy it. So what I taught this particular dog to do, and I did it as a, did you put them on? Okay. I did it sort of as a party trick when my nieces and nephews were young. I taught my dog to find $20 bills, and they thought that was the best.
I still do.
It's a core memory of their childhood.
Yes.
So we thought we'd give you a little demonstration here of the same thing. There's all these purses here. They're already out. Yep. They're already, there's all these purses here. I'm going to ask her to go find the one. There's 2, actually, with the $20 bill. Cutie, go find it. Go. This time you can go. So she's out there. She's looking. Bring it back. Bring it back. Hurry, hurry, hurry. And I believe she's got it. I believe she does. Yep. That's the $20 bill in there. Good girl. Good girl. I think there's one more. Go get it. She had to think about that one. Let's see. But I think she's got it. Did you? You did. Good girl. Good job. Good job. And I reward her every single time. And she loves that. I cannot talk highly enough about nose work, guys. It's so easy. It's cheap. It's something you can set up. It keeps your dog engaged and interested. But even more importantly, what was even more importantly? Oh, it tires them out. You've got this endless energy dog. You would be astonished at how exhausting nose work is. Even the simplest stuff that only, like a 5-minute search, a 3-minute search. And your dog is like gone. It's wonderful. So I highly, highly recommend it.
A $20 bill has a special scent.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all smell differently.
You didn't have to do something to it to make it where she could smell it.
So I use the same $20 bills. Like if I went and got one of your $20 bills and a $10 bill from you, well, that sounds like a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not sure that it would be the same thing. But this is the same $20 bill that she's been finding for years. So she's attached to that scent. I do know that different denominations of currency smell differently. Because we had a dog that ate $300 bills after passing by the 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. So why would a dog do that? I mean, some dogs will eat paper, but this dog very specifically ate those $300 bills. So I don't know what's different about the process. I figure for the sake of demonstration, I don't know where this money has been. I don't know what's attached to it. I mean, it could have been made in a different place. So for the demonstration purposes, I use the same $20 bills. But I feel like there is a difference. I wouldn't start with that at home. That's kind of high level. Start with treats in a box, and then that'll be good.
Or you behind doors. That's super fun.
You behind doors is great. And it also will help proof your sit stay if you're asking your dog to stay, and they actually do. But yeah, you behind doors is terrific. Or your kids, or, whatever. Their toys behind a door. Go find it. And then when they do find it, oh, you're so smart, you're the best dog ever, look at you playing with your toy, and kind of toss it for them and, you know, tug with them a little bit. Just make it fun. Okay, are we going to do rally? Do we have Nancy? Nope, okay. Well, we'll do rally with 2 dogs, just to give you an idea. Nancy had talked about that earlier, just to give you an idea what that looks like. And I'm going to give this to Georgia.
Maddie's gonna take Cutie.
Oh, okay. That's good because she can't do rally. Okay. How about you?
How about you?
Come here.
This one is going to be wild because he's been in a box.
Yeah. So rally we kind of talked about earlier, but it's a competition event where a course is laid out with signs, and the dog and the handler have to perform the course together as a team. And we have all this agility stuff out, so we don't have room for the signs. So I'm going to literally call out what the signs normally say. This is your rally warm-up exercise. Are you ready? Forward. So the dog should move at your left side when you move. This is Bevan, Coach, and Nancy and Dylan. Halt. Dogs are expected to sit when the handler stops moving. Forward. About turn. It's a regular turn. The owner and the dog turn to the right. Sit. Down. Sit. I'm tired, Mom. Forward. So that really helps isolate the sit position in the dog's mind. A lot of them are like, I was just sitting, I don't want to do that again. About you turn. Slightly fancier turn where both the owner and the dog turn to the left. Slow. I like this one. Your dog should always match your pace. Normal. Left about turn. The fanciest of all turns where the handler turns to the left and the dog goes to the right. Halt. Stand. Walk around. Proofs to stay because dogs always want to know what you're doing back there. Forward. Halt. Step in front. Finish right forward. So that teaches a straight front position as well as how to get back in the heel position. This one's fun. 360 right. Whee! Keeps the dog moving in heel position. Halt. Stand. Bite you. Down. Forward. So the dog should be able to respond correctly to all positional instructions. They shouldn't down when you say sit or stand when you say down. Spin left and forward. Whee! Another great way to reinforce the heel position, and the dogs love spinning. You'll learn in the early puppy classes that's a reward in itself. Call front. Finish left. I bite you. Forward. So dogs need to know both left and right finishes. 360 left. This one reinforces rear end awareness. That's kind of tough. Break and praise. So that is rally, and then I think we're going to do agility. 1 round of agility. Okay, normally we have like 56 agility dogs, but today we just have Dylan. I say just. He's like the champion of all champions, and he's got his mock rock croc. I don't know any of the stuff, but he's really good. He's won a lot of stuff. Beth will know.
I know all the things. So yeah, Dylan is, I believe he's 8, right? 9. He's a 9-year-old boxer. So he's been doing this for a minute. He goes to trials many of the weekends that there are, and they've had a lot of success. A lot of people are very, very jealous. So Nancy's going to show us.
Oh, your husband's watching.
Huh?
You better do good. Mike Miller.
Oh, Mike Miller's watching, so that's Dylan's
Hey,
dad.
Mike.
Hi, Mike.
All right, so Nancy's going to take us around this agility course. This is called the lead out. You lead your dog so that you can get ahead. Through the tire, up the dog walk. She wants controlled behavior at the end so he doesn't hurt himself. Over the jumps, up the A-frame. Again, controlled behavior at the end. She's going to send him into the tunnel, up the teeter. A lot of dogs don't like the teeter because of the noise and the move motion. Weaves are the hardest of all the elements. Over the jump. Good boy. All right, so that is a Master Agility champion doing that course. Now you're going to see a baby dog doing that same course. He's been working at it for a while, but it's not going to be that polished, but he's going to have great fun. This is Nancy's dog, Jem. He's mastered damming. Again, that control behavior we were talking about. And you can see how it's important to work distance so that you can get your dogs going when you can't keep up with them. Again, up the computer, control at the end.
Go away.
Reinforced. And she's good job. That is
Good
a
job,
tough-
buddy.
Yeah, good boy. You did a good job.
That
It's
was
coming
awesome.
along, Nancy.
How long has he been?
I would say a couple of years. How old is he now, Nancy?
He'll be 2 in June.
He'll be 2 in June, and he starts with the baby class, the 4-month-old Head Start class.
3.
I thought he was a little older than that.
Yeah.
Time goes by fast around here. But he's been doing it for a minute. But he's not been doing it at the high levels like Nancy has. He's still learning. So those behaviors where he stopped at the end of the teeter and stuff, she's really stopping to reinforce because she wants that to happen every time. Okay. I think that's that. Any questions? Perfect. We do not have any classes this week. We're just doing some makeup classes next week. All of your classes start next week, except for Wednesday Manners, which is going to start a week late on April 22nd, and Thursday Do More With Your Dog, which is going to start a week late on Thursday, April 23rd. There is a thing I like to read at the end of orientation, so you guys can pat yourselves on your back, because obviously we love this. This is what we do, and if I had, my favorite time of day is the time I spend working with my dog. I would love to do a lot more of that and, a lot less of the people stuff, but I got to give you guys kudos for being willing to invest your time, your money, your effort into your dog. I can promise you that whatever you put into your dog is just kind of the nature of dogs. They give you back more than we ever put into them. They hitch their wagon to us, and they're really, really good at making that relationship work. So one of the things that I like to read at the end of orientation is this study, multiple studies that people have done, have found that there is a measurable association between obedience, training, and lower risk of a dog being surrendered, returned, or kept longer in shelters. There is also data that shows that owners who do not attend obedience classes are at a higher risk of relinquishing their dog. So you guys are doing it right, and we want to thank you and kudos and keep up with it, and by all means have fun with your dogs. So thank you so much for that. Go out the side.